Hello out there, comic book fans. I have one more for the night that I wanted to do. And this, by far, is the best one that I'm going to be doing tonight. The other day, I was at the local comic shop, Bosco's, 3 blocks from my house, which is nice. And I was looking for something to read. And I was going through the graphic novels and saw Fly. Now, I'll admit, I'm kind of a pig, and the first thing that caught my attention was the cover. Then I started reading the back. It says, what if there was a drug that gave you the power to fly? How far would you go to possess it? When 3 young teens are introduced to a designer drug that gives them superhuman abilities, they each experience the ultimate high that comes with such powers, never to notice the devastating fall that lies ahead. How far would you go to fly? And I just thought this was a really interesting concept. So I started flipping through it, and it has such fantastic, oops, that's the same page, art and expression. The person who wrote this, who drew this, was fantastic. It seems, let's see who is the artist. The artist would be art by Eric J. Eric J is the artist. And it is written by Raven Gregory. Now, the way this is done is sort of a Memento-esque and Tarantino-type storyline where it's jumping back and forth between time periods and moving the story along at different intervals, so you're slowly catching up on the story as it goes. This one is present, way in the past, as these three people as children and then as teenagers, or later on in life, children/teenagers, and then the midpoint in between present and the teenagers. And so it's jumping back and forth, and you're catching the story. Basic person is, his name is no, it starts out with the central character. He's, sitting there having been a little bit beat up and trying to explain to the police he has no idea how this happens, how his car is wrapped up in a light bulb. And he's talking about how things can get much worse. And his name is Eddie. And he gets home to find her floating in his room, and she just proceeds to beat the shit out of him. And so then that is the starting point, and that's when it starts jumping back and forth from there and moving a little forward, explaining who Eddie is, who the woman is. And I think I showed, there was one of the pictures earlier of a guy with glasses and who he was. And Eddie is pretty much the central character of the story, and told mostly from his point of view. This is volume 1 of Fly. I hope I had mentioned the title of this earlier. Volume 1 of Fly. And it is published by Zenescope Comic Company, which is a company that I have really been enjoying a lot of their different stories. I collect like 3 or 4 different things now of theirs. So I have immediately asked them to order the next copy. Volume 2, and even just by an advertisement in here, I want to get the theater, which I asked them to order all the different copies of that too, because it leaves off with a certain point of what was it? Well, I don't want to. Not going to tell you how it left off, but it leaves off with a very interesting point, which will probably change Eddie's allegiances to people and shove the story in a completely different direction, or at least that's what I'm thinking. So, if you haven't read this, pick up Volume 1 of Fly. It is only $15.99, and it will be worth every cent of it. So, hey, thanks. Oh, hold on. Let me give you this. I'd say this is like a 4.5 out of 5. So, all right. Hey, thanks. Like and subscribe.